So these are all the components we're going to need to put together the Raspberry Shake. First up is a resealable food container. It's just snap-on lid. To fix that to whatever appliance we want to monitor, we've got some magnetic strip here. This has just got an adhesive on one side that's peel off, so we're going to stick a couple of strips of that onto the lid. The actual guts of the project is the Raspberry Pi Zero, which is going to sit inside the food container and provide all the logic for this. We've got the ADIS 3DH sensor, which is a 3-axis accelerometer, which is going to be attached to the side of the case, and that will provide the information on any shaking that's occurring. We've got a couple of LEDs to provide status indication, and a USB Wi-Fi dongle for the Pi, and that's all we're going to need. So let's get started putting it together. Okay, so what I've done now is drilled 2 holes through the bottom of the case, and as you can see there, just put a couple of M2 long screws through. They're then held in place with one nut at the bottom there on the bottom of the case, and then I've just put loosely another nut on about halfway up, and that allows the Pi Zero just to sit halfway up, so none of the contacts are touching against anything. So I think what we're going to do next is attach the sensor onto this end of the case. Right, so that's the sensor attached to the side of the case there. Just a couple of shorter screws run through that hold it in place. So now that's in, I think it's time to drill our hole for the power supply to go through in this corner. Okay, so now we've got a nice hole in the corner for the power supply to go through there. So the next stage is to drill some holes for the LEDs. So for that, we're going to fit the Pi Zero in place and then see where they're going to fit. Okay, so now everything's in place and ready to solder. We've got the red LED coming out here, the green LED coming out here, and then a 10 ohm resistor, which is going to be the common ground return for the two of them. And over here we've got the LIS 3DH, all their connections set up. So the 3.3 volt pin, the ground pin, the I2C clock, and data pins as well. So the soldering iron's just about warmed up, so it's time to put these all in place. Great, so now they're soldered up, we'll just do a quick continuity test on them. I've got my multimeter here, just going to set it to continuity mode, and hopefully each LED will light up. That's one, and that's the other working as well. Excellent. So that's everything fitted into the Pi. You can see the two LEDs nicely stick out the side there. The Pi itself sits on the two nuts that are just halfway up those two screws. Sensors in place. I've just put the SD card in. The last part is the USB Wi-Fi dongle into a little inline adapter, just so it works with the micro's USB port. And then we can stick that into the USB port on the Pi Zero. There we go. And then we can power it up and see if it works. So welcome to my kitchen. You can see there the Raspberry Shake hooked up in the dingy corner. It's hooked up to my the tumble dryer there. And you'll see when I turn the tumble dryer on, it makes a lot of noise, and this will activate itself very shortly. So when the red LED starts flashing like that, it means that the motion has been sensed on the appliance for a certain period of time. The red LED will then carry on flashing for a given time. And once it has exceeded the threshold, you'll see the red LED will stop flashing and the green LED will light up, and that means that it's been running for a certain time, so a notification will be sent out saying that the appliance has started running. Now at this point I've turned the tumble dryer off, so there's no motion anymore, and you'll see the green LED will start to flash, which means that it hasn't sensed motion for a certain time. And again, this will go on for a minute or so, until the application senses that it's been running for long enough that it thinks the appliance isn't running anymore, and you'll see the green LED will stop flashing and the red LED will come back, and at this point the application will send out another notification saying that the appliance has stopped running. So thanks very much for watching this build guide for the Raspberry Shake. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments or feedback, I'd love to see it in the comments below. And you can check out the full build log and some more details on my website. Thanks very much.